Yes, still. Bimo. Heal up all gods and goddesses, Ashe to all the ancestors. Yeah. And all the ones them we are doing the struggle. We fight black liberation. Try to empower black people and wake up black people. Tight them rise. But if you have to rise as black people and move forward and take charge of your own destiny and do great things, we have to find your own self. See? And if you have to find your own self, there's a whole lot of things we have to throw away. And a whole lot of things we have to cut out. A lot of things we say. A lot of things we do. Because a lot of the things that we are run with today is what was given to us by the colonizers. See? All of the things that we are run with are not from the ancestors. So, I come last video, I put something out there about some saying that we have, about piss poor and not having a pot to piss in, dirt poor, and certain words we use like threshold and the origins of these things. So tonight I want to talk about two actions that we as African people, displaced African people, we find ourselves in this Western Hemisphere here and run with. And it's really ignorance. Because we don't know where it, not for we what do it, not know where it stem from. And we think we know where it stem from. But it's not of the ancestors. And if it's not of the ancestors, I don't see where it solve us. See? So we need to eliminate these actions from our consciousness, Yeah, take it out of our psyche. And refrain from doing these practices. Because we're not getting nothing back from them. Alright. When I go to a wedding, even when I get married, my wife may not do it too. She's an Indian woman, but still. You always see the bride. I carry a bouquet of flowers. And every black woman who are married these days, well, ever since I know myself, I always carry flowers. Wow, how much of us? How much are we? Ever sit down and ask yourself, where did this thing of carrying a bouquet of flowers or some flowers originate from? Well, I do some research. And I come across some information. I'll have some other little people out there. I come with some different reasoning. I say now that in the 1500s in England, see, the reason why they not carry the flowers, I go explain it to you now. Back in them times, in Britain, England, as you know it, people were not very hygienic for different reasons. See, most people used to get a bath once a year. Right? So most people took their yearly bath in May. Right? And then they might get married in June. But the reason why they might get married in June now, because remember them take them yearly bath in May. And them decide, by the time June come wrong, according to their norms and customs, what is acceptable to them, them still consider them smell half decent by the time June come wrong. Yeah, them think them smell alright. That's what them think. But you and I know, if someone have a bath 3 days ago, not care how much cologne you put on to try and mask that. You not smell right, you can't mask that. See? So now these people in England take them yearly bath in May. So them consider, well boy, wait time June come around, me still smell alright. So could get married in June, man. And I will smell too bad, So now them they said, alright, May, you take a bath, yearly bath. Alright. So June wedding time. But the funny thing about that, fast forward a month from me, them just start smell funky. You know, little stinky, you know. Not smell too right. So now, the bride used to carry a bouquet of flowers to mask the smell. So, this is where this flowers, with the bride I carry, the bouquet of flowers thing, this is where it come from. Because to the people in England that used to bathe regular, them bathe once a year, them take them yearly bath. Otherwise, I see a face and hand thing and I don't know. Yeah, man. The regular people, them, once a year, them have them bath. Them have them yearly bath. And if a daughter decides she are married, she'll do it in a June. Because it's not too far, you know. Get some flowers and mask the smell. Kind of flower smell, you know, very nice. A lot of flowers out there. A lot of us who come from the islands and been to a lot of tropical places, you know, flowers smell nice. Because a lot of flowers is used to make perfume and these things. Yeah, so them bathing in May, married in a June, and just take a bouquet of flowers to make them mask the smell. But now some little people say that the flowers were a symbol of fertility. I mean, could be. I read some things that say that already. And then according to the Romans them, it was used to get the happy couple in the mood. See? And even, it's like them say it was a type of aphrodisiac. So them say now later on them add aphrodisiacs like dill. You know, everybody know dill, the herb dill. Was added to get the newlyweds in the right mood. So them put a little dill in the bouquet, you know, make them a little smell and get them feeling, yeah. You know? So yeah, man, this is where this flowers with the bride that carry come from. So we have to ask ourselves now, we want flowers because ever since I know myself, I grew up. And ever since I know I talk with my parents and grandparents. See, me still have my grandfather still alive today. Now, Vinci. I never know see anybody that take a bathe once a year. And when you go, if you go married or if you go check a girl, much more you get married. A girl go check a man or whatever. You bathe up and smell nice, you understand? Fresh up yourself. So you can imagine upon your big day. You bathe a month ago, you have your bath, your yearly bath. So this is how them English people in England used to do. And I guess other parts in Europe. Because you have to remember now, the Europeans them wasn't very hygienic until the Moors came from Africa and colonized Spain. Southern Spain. I think was in 700 AD. I can't remember. But them colonized Spain for about 700 years. You understand? Yeah. So it's that when them get the Moors, them bring and show them how to build lavatories and baths and things. And that when I saw in Spain. So England was still behind time. Up until them time. Well, let me get them yearly baths, so them nasty still. Although the Moors come and show them and it spread across Europe. Them still been, you know, some people just nasty, you know, still dodge the soap now. So yeah, them people used to dodgy soap and get them yearly bath and then decide to bathe. So I think as black people, we need to look into ourselves and just take a different road, man. We don't need the flowers and them things, man, because we not have the smell to mass. We sisters them smell nice and look beautiful as they are, you know. So I think these things we need to eliminate from our consciousness and our psyche and stop doing them. Because as much as you think it's just a little bouquet of flowers, it's something that we got from the colonizers. And these things are symbols. It's like something that they hand down to us. And we are carrying out their customs and practices. That means that we are not truly free. The mind is still enslaved. Yeah, it's like them take the shackles off of your feet and hands and put it around your brain. See? So someone's not going to agree with me because them say a custom and them feel it look romantic and they look this and that and they look nice. That's how them dream of. Because they might see a little magazine or some photo. I know this thing I'm not have a bride that show flowers. And That's another thing. You have to ask where that come from. I just read some information which say, back in them times, when people at the wedding used to try to tear off piece of the bride wedding gown. And in order to serve as a distraction so that they don't do it, the bride now start throwing the flowers so that them could rush and catch it, and then she and she husband run away and go do whatever do. So this is where all these things come from. But yet we are following them blindly and I run with them. And we never ask, how much of us ask ourselves where them things come from? See? So people, we have to check ourselves. The next one more I touch upon. A thing we just have called a wake. Yeah, you know when somebody dead? Yeah. Black people say them have wake. Once it are eating and drinking. Well, I now say the ancestors back in Africa, they used to have them only to rituals with them do, but that are rituals. See? And some kind of rituals we do they. We send them on to the next realm. You understand? Prepare them for the next journey. You know this cycle will happen. When we leave this dunya. But we don't know because some of us know. But some of us never try to seek it and find out what it is. But now we see black people come and say them have wake. And if you ask yourself, what is the reason for a wake? And where is the origin of wakes? See? And according to my research, my information that I found, all these things start back in the 1500s. Allegedly. See? Because people in England used to drink from lead cups. Yeah, they used to drink alcohol from lead cups, and we know that lead is a poisonous substance. See, because you have enough people, for example, a lot of people, you know, on the roofs, you know, these cold countries, people put lead on the roofs to stop them from leaking. And I heard stories of people who used to, roofers, when they come off the roof, then I wash them hands and they go eat them food and then up and catch bowel cancer and all type of thing. But anyway, back in the 1500s, they used to have lead cup, see? Some man use lead cup to drink their ale or their whiskey. And I tell you Rasta, we don't know how alcohol is sturdy, but lead and whiskey or ale was a brutal combination, see? Because the lead was a poisonous substance. So you can imagine you mix the lead and the whiskey and them drink that. So this lead and whiskey combination now is to knock out these drunkards for a couple of days. See? And most times, upon the roadside, they might get knocked out. So, anyone who stumble up on them now, on the roadside, will take him for dead and think he's a dead man this. So them call him family and, you understand, call him people and prepare him for burial. So now, after people realize we're going that at the lead cup what them use to drink them ale and whiskey, lead and alcohol, knock them out for a couple of days, them start to lay them around the table. See? And then people go in and out of the kitchen. Them will lay them on the table for a couple of days and the family gather around and I eat and drink. You know what I mean? And I see if they go wake up. Hence the custom of holding a wake. This is where this wake thing come from. So they call a wake. So they may eat and drink, maybe dance, whatever. See if this brethren are going to wake up or this sister who get knocked out by consuming alcohol in a lead cup. But now we see black people now pick it up and run with it. When somebody there, them say them have wake. And them never really know the origin of wake. I think if you want to have something for loved ones when they pass on, look into what the ancestors used to do. Look back to Africa and see what we used to do and do something similar. You understand? Why not prepare our loved ones for the journey to the next realm instead of follow these colonizers and say we have wakes for our loved ones. You know, and the wake was simply because them not sure if the person dead. Because they know people used to drink ale or whiskey out of lead cups. And then them get knocked out. Yeah. Since we did talk about wake, we want to touch on the next thing because some ones from the islands and even Africa come to England and other parts of Europe. And they might do a late shift and not say them do graveyard shift. And then I wonder if they really know what a graveyard shift is. Because in them times, in England, especially 1500s, see, when they bury someone, or bury people, and then come let them run out of space to bury people. So they used to dig up the coffins and take the bones them to is it a bone shop? Yeah. Take the bones to a bone house and we use the grave. See? But I notice now, 1 out of every 25 coffin had scratches on it. So come like them in a bury people who are dead. So these same could have been some of these brethren and sisters who been a drink ale and whiskey out of lead cup. So them get buried alive. And them notice now that the coffin them go up a scratch on them. So them decide now they go put a string on the wrist of the person who them are buried. And them have a bell on it. You understand? Yeah. So them lead it through the coffin and up to the ground. And they tie it on a bell. So if him catch himself in the darkness now, he just do that now and the bell ring. So them used to have a man a sit by the grave whole night when they bury this person after a couple of days in the cemetery. See? So listen out to the bell. So this is how this graveyard shift come from. And even some people come and call it Saved by the Bell. But then you have some little people come and say, no, Saved by the Bell is a boxing term. Won't you know, yeah, man, I talk about Saved by the Bell. But them use it for all type of thing. And them even claim that from the 1930s, dead ringer is from a horse. What them said, you get me? And they also claim that if someone looks identical to someone, they'll say that is a dead ringer. So dead ringer graveyard shift. So when I come and see them do graveyard shift, I ain't do the graveyard shift. You have to be careful what you say, man. See? Because words are very powerful, Because when you see something, you can speak it into existence. Words and actions, man. So this is why we have to be careful what kind of terminology we use in our conversations and in our doings and our actions. We are see we do. See? So like we say, we as black people we have to look to Africa for our customs and what we deal with. We can't keep looking at the colonizer them used to do and think where we get anything from that. You understand? No, we're not getting nothing from that. Nothing we not get from that. So, you need to check yourself, brothers and sisters. And when we talk about these wakes, where them have two man drink alcohol out of lead cup and knock themselves out for a couple of days, I would like to point out that you have, for example, a wake can also refer to what visitors do. See? It's like you're having a vigil. And a lot of people in England in them times used to keep vigil in a church. Yeah. And then they may later associated with fairs and revelries. And they used to observe it on some holidays. Even in North England, them still do it. Sometimes. You know? Yeah, man. So, yeah, these people decide them have them holy days and them have them week. In them church and thing. Yeah, and we African people, displaced African people, decide to pick it up like if a free thing and I run with it. So like I say, black people, we need to check ourselves. We need to wake up African people. And look to Africa. See? And there I leave it for tonight, you know. But I come forward with two other terms. Maybe tomorrow or sometime. That I think we need to drop them right there. If we move forward as a people. And be masters of our own destiny. Yes. And that we are free right now. So after that, I think I need to blaze up at the fire upon the Christian them and them Bible. Because we have a whole heap of topic we prepare for them, you know. But we just have different things with my energy I jam it towards, you know. So we just work with them things there for right now. So I do leave it tonight, you know. So we say be more. See? Manners and respect. See? Every time. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend and tell a friend. Alright? Be more.